Hi guys, welcome back to E3 2012. My name's Ed Tran, I'm here with Randolph Ramsay.
Hello Ed Tran, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. We just came out of seeing End of Nations, as you can see behind us. And it's a free-to-play role RTS game, Randy.
Yeah, so it's a persistent free-to-play online game, RTS, and it essentially is think a little bit StarCraft, but instead of having to retool all your units and your loadout every single game, it is a persistent world. So you gain experience, which means you can use that experience to get new units, to upgrade new units, and basically just keep improving your loadouts in this game world. You can have a lot of pre-existing loadouts. Right now they're saying up to like 24v24 players online. It could be a bit more. What we just saw there was a 2x2 match on a new map they called Icebreaker, and I guess the newest thing that they were showing us off there was a thing called Elite Company, which basically is because it is a persistent game. I guess you can spend a lot of time and build up your own sort of particular loadouts and not be able to experiment really with sort of different ways of play. So maybe your loadouts are just like purely anti-air or offense or whatever, and you just sort of want to play around. So they have these things called Elite Companies, which are basically preloaded units. Within the game world, they're mercenary units. So like either faction in the game world can hire them, and essentially So they're kind of preloaded. The guys were showing off a couple of elite units to us. The one that was played the most really was more of a defensive one. So they had a lot of sort of like long-range defensive structures that could actually hit targets from like halfway across the map.
So turtling units.
Yeah, exactly. So like basically there were turtling units, and they had like spy scouts, which would basically were invisible unless they were moving, which could expand the fog of war and make your like turtle units essentially be able to hit a lot farther. So it's a really interesting concept.
It is a very ambitious sounding concept, but I hear it's got quite the pedigree behind it. Is that right?
Yeah. So like these guys are Petroglyph Studios, and they basically a lot of them essentially came from Westwood Studios. So when Westwood Studios fell down, I think in like the early 2000s or wherever it was, and a few of those guys went on and made Petroglyph, and they've been working on End of Nations. So for the guys that don't know, Westwood has a long pedigree in RTS games, stretching all the way back to June 2 and the early Command and Conquer. So there's a bit of beef behind this game.
There's a lot of beef, and it definitely looks very interesting. It's got a nice sci-fi wrapper.
That's right, and it is free to play, right? But they are saying that it's not a pay to win scenario, which you can get sometimes in free to play games. So what they're saying, the transaction level in this essentially is cosmetic. So you can pay to pay for different skins to customize all your units, like bacon. They talked about bacon
and watermelon
and flags, so you can be all Team America if you want. And the other level of pay is essentially
convenience, right?
Well, yeah, they call it convenience, but it's kind of more like experience. So apparently you can pay for boosters that will somehow increase the level that you're gaining experience, which means more experience, you level up quicker and get more powerful units, that type of thing.
So nobody will have an advantage over another, really?
Well, technically no. So they're saying definitely nothing pay to play. You can't pay for power in the game, so it should be a fairly even playing field, depending on your skill, obviously.
Does it come in a beta phase at all? Or?
Yeah, so they're saying that they're in alpha right now. They're going to go into closed beta real soon, open beta, and they're looking for a summer 2012 release date. And it is going to be, somewhat global. They plan to launch in the US and most of Europe. No sort of concrete plans for the rest of the world yet, like Asia and Australia.
Great. Well, where can people check out more on End of Nations, Randy?
They can check it out right here on GameSpot.